You are listening to 40 Weeks with Vanessa Merton, host of the Pregnancy Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the 40 Weeks podcast. Welcome to week 9. Your baby has graduated from an embryo and is now officially called a fetus, which literally means little one. Last week, they were the size of a raspberry, and this week they are growing so much. That little boy or girl is almost an inch long, or just over 2 centimeters, and is about the size of a cherry. Your baby also no longer has a tail. Their hands can flex at the wrist, and they are able to fold them over their heart. Their head is straightened out, their eyelids are covering their eyes, and their ears are beginning to take shape. Some new organs, the liver, spleen, and gallbladder, are also forming this week. It may be too early to feel anything, but it's not too early to hear something. Your baby's heart is developed and is large enough that its beats can be heard with a Doppler. A Doppler is a handheld ultrasound device that amplifies the noises from your womb. No worries if your practitioner can't pick up the sound of your baby's heartbeat yet. Sometimes those little ones like to hide out in a far corner of your uterus, or they can have their back to your belly, which makes it hard to hear. If you can hear your baby's heart beating, it will sound really, really rapid, which is totally normal. Remember, it beats about twice as fast as yours does. Now that your baby's basic physiology is in place, they are poised for rapid weight gain. You might be feeling like you have more energy and are friskier than you have been in the past 2 months. This is thanks to a surge in estrogen and progesterone. There's more blood flow to your breasts and your vagina, labia, and clitoris, which are making them more sensitive. Your boobs are still continuing to get fuller, so it could be a good time to buy a maternity bra or even just go up a cup size. Mood swings are probably pretty common by now. Just know that it's normal and temporary. These will wind down in the second trimester, and there's only 2 more weeks to go until trimester 2. Now that you have probably had your first appointment of around 14 total with a doctor or midwife, keep in mind that for the other 260 some days that you're pregnant, it's just you and the baby. You are the final decision maker, and you are the biggest influence on your little one and what their health will be. So stay healthy. What does this mean? You want to hydrate, make sure that you eat good food, be active, and sleep well. These are really the most major components of your prenatal care, and you are the primary care provider for your baby. For more information on how to take excellent care of yourself and your baby during your pregnancy, listen to the prenatal care episode of the Pregnancy Podcast at pregnancypodcast.com/episode 2. Tip for dad: as your partner's pregnancy progresses, changes in hormones can definitely make their mood swing all over the place, especially in the first trimester. This is normal, and while it may not give them a free pass to be a crazy person, it should at least explain why they have a short fuse or why they are overly emotional. I really encourage you to try and be understanding and do your best to not get upset or angry. Your girl may not even realize that she's being moody, and it really is the hormones that are to blame. Thank you for tuning in. Show notes for this episode can be found at pregnancypodcast.com/week 9. Next week, your baby can hear. And until then, I wish you the very best on your pregnancy journey. There are so many awesome resources available to you at pregnancypodcast.com, and you can sign up with your email address and your due date to get a weekly email with a link to the episode for your specific week every week in your inbox. I look forward to seeing you in the Pregnancy Podcast Facebook group, which is a great place not only to connect with some other parents-to-be, but also to be able to ask questions and get answers specific to things that you are dealing with in planning for your pregnancy and birth.